your system. Everybody will get it poppin'. We gon' keep it rockin'.
Power 95, where music lives. The views expressed in the following program aren't necessarily those of Power 95. Ladies' Room. Come see you compliments. Renwick Thompson and Company Limited. Agents for Western Union.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
Bambadam, eh. Bambadam, oh Lord. Hot me was done a toothache. Cannot describe the pain. No, it cannot be heartbreak. Do not have heart again. Cannot say you was perfect, but at least you was mine. When I thought you was worth it, turned out to be a lie. Yeah, why? You left the grass that green and thought it more green on the other side. And when you reach, you get deceived and you see that the grass was dry. He hurt you once, he hurt you twice, and he only making you cry. And I cannot lie, I'm feeling some type of joy. I'm glad you see in trouble. Yeah, I'm glad you see in trouble. Yeah, after all the things you put me through, I'm hoping that it double. Lord, I hear you catching your ass. I hear you catching your ass. While I play my mask, you're catching your ass. Don't mean to laugh, but no time I look at the past. Then look when you pass, and right now you look like a pass. And I have you in upper class. See, I can't want no good for you when you don't want that for yourself. Look at all of the things we go through. Never left you feel no one else. And yet you leave the grass that green and thought it more green on the other side. And when you reach, you get deceived and you see that the grass was dry. He hurt you once, he hurt you twice, and he only making you cry. And I cannot lie, I'm feeling some type of joy. I'm glad you see in trouble.
You know a little that man, ladies, ain't looking good for us. Ain't looking good for us at all. They're finally owning their feelings. So the other day, my boy was, "Why you haunting me with?" And this one don't come glad he catching me. Yeah, man, glad you see trouble, you know, because you move on another man, you know. Wow. So we can't just break up and everybody go their way merrily down the stream.
You wish you could turn back time. If all of the heartache make you see what is right.
Hey. Good morning, Chrissy Hall says is tuned in via YouTube. Welcome. Morning, Jay. You know Dan Aberdeen. Hello. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, Moesha. Good morning, Val. No, Papa, them man hot. Their feelings are real hot, and they're tapping into their hot feelings. I ain't complaining, but I'm just saying. Morning, Dwight. Krista, good morning. They come out for us this year, Papa. Christine, good morning. Marianne Marcus. Good morning, Stacy. How are you? Been a minute. Linda Pearl, welcome inside. G. Eds, welcome. Shout out to all the folks on YouTube. Good morning, Jacqueline. J. Douglas Adams, welcome. Wendy, good morning. Nice blacker than Papa. That's say glad he's in trouble, yes. Glad he's happy. She knows a Pinky that sing song last year that caused them men to behave. So I feel, yeah. I'll take on and stay quiet then. Man working this year. Blacker Dan. Yeah, welcome to the room. Powered up by Western Union as per usual. Good morning, Della. Come on in on the inside. I like it, you know.
And yet you leave the grass that green and thought it more green on the other side. And when you reach, you get deceived and you see that the grass was dry. He hurt you once, he hurt you twice, and he only making you cry. And I cannot lie, I'm feeling some type of joy. I'm glad you see in trouble. I'm glad you see in
a whole song glad somebody seen trouble, by.
Put me through. I'm hoping that it double. Lord, I hear you catching your ass.
Every morning we're gonna feature a new one for the season.
While I play,
Because they're coming out fast and furious, I'm telling you. Yeah, my vibe. I like it.
don't need to laugh. Girl, I know you must be feeling away. Girl, I know. But you will get through it someday. And I know you wish you could turn back time. If all of the heart take make you see what is right. I'm glad you're seeing trouble. I'm glad you're seeing trouble. Oh, I'm glad you're seeing trouble.
But imagine this, you sing this song, Glad We See in Trouble, but we the same ones that's gonna be whining and having a good time with hand in the air and all for you. So you can't please y'all. I swear you can't. You're glad we catching with tail, but we the same ones. You come and call up on stage and call in front of stage and you just can't win. It's a no-win situation. Sing a whole song to tell us you're glad we see in trouble, yes? Guys, we're back in the room. Today we got two crazy ones. And I'll be addressing the nation on my profile later on as well, on my Facebook. Yeah, it's at 5, okay? So outside of that, because certain things we can't discuss because we don't have the time. But just take a note. So we have two situations. Black eye, we can't concentrate. Morning to the YouTubers. Good morning to those of you listening online via Power 95 FM. And of course, you can log in, check out our new website, features, good vibes happening there, as well as check out our Facebook and Instagram pages to keep up with all the action. All right, so welcome one and all. Two situations on hand this morning. So if you come on in the live, just hit the share button and we'll be up and running. All right, Ramos, good morning. You're in trouble. Fall in anytime. All right, so this lady says that she's been married for almost 6 years, and married for almost 6 years. Her husband, she says, is a recovering alcohol addict. Yeah. And she says during a few relapses, he had an affair with a woman at his job. He said he ended up telling her he performed oral on her, and they only slept together one time. Even though they decided to work on the marriage, it bothers me that he felt that comfortable with her to perform oral. Seems to me that the affair had to be more than once. Am I wrong to keep bringing it up? Is she wrong for bringing it up? But how do you just meet somebody and... Anyways, hold on, let me see what this person is saying here. What do you want to do about it? I'm on air, dude. So, what should she do? You know, there are some mixed emotions, right? Because on one hand, people will say, okay, if you have a cheating spouse and you decide to forgive your cheating spouse and work things out with your cheating spouse, you're not supposed to bring up what transpired, bring up what led to that, to you having to forgive your spouse. You shouldn't have to do that. I've heard people say that numerous times. You're not supposed to. If you agree to work it out, then it's like you've given up the right to speak on it. Do you guys subscribe to that? Because she agreed to give the man another chance. She shouldn't. Well, Alroy's saying she decides to forgive, then she shouldn't bring it up. But yeah, just throwing your mouths anywhere, like. And it would be concerning because it's somebody that you're seeing every day. They work together, right? They work together. So how do you like totally let go of it? It's not like the person moves to another country, another island. They're still there. Like, you know, they come in contact. So you're not like 100% sure that it's over, it's done, whatever it is that's going on. All you can do is trust and believe. And so what do you do? How do you move past something like that without ever bringing it up again or even speaking on it? How do you get to that place, to that point where you don't ever speak on it? I mean, it's asking a lot, but sometimes you have to know when to cut, what your capabilities are, especially if you know you can't handle keeping stuff to yourself. So whenever a little argument or a little issue rears its head, it's almost like you remember the time. Oh, you did this, you did that, yada, yada, yada. Is that even healthy? Can you get past a cheating spouse and at least not go back to the way things were, but at least, you know, getting to a comfortable place where you can move on? Is that possible? Is that like possible? Is that something one can do without it being an issue? Because I mean, it's hard, you know. There you are trying to be mature and be the bigger one, knowing that, you know, your spouse cheated on you and you want to do right by them. You're not ready to give up your marriage, but at the same time, you're still angry, you're still hurt. So maybe before people make those sort of decisions, maybe you should seek whether couples therapy or therapy by yourself, counseling, whatever the case might be, to get you in a good headspace to deal with a situation like that. Because it's kind of hard to say, well, I agree with you, I don't agree with you, because you agreed to give the man another chance despite what he admitted, you decided. So it's almost as though you paddling upstream. So it's a constant fight every day to get to a place where you're not reminded of it, where every time the person goes out the door, you're not stressed or worried about what they're doing, who they're doing. It takes a lot. So sometimes walking away is the better option than trying to fix something that you just can't, no matter how hard you try to get past. It's hard for you to say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Yes, I love you, but I can't do this anymore. How do you get to that point? I'm not sure you'll ever will. Some things take time. Some things you just don't get over. This person here said, Sheena says, there's more to this. No, not Sheena. Sheena says, yes, gotta take some time and reflect before you take back a cheating spouse. And one of the questions you have to ask yourself, can I really handle this? Would I ever get to a place where I can trust this person like I did before? Do you think you'll ever be able to do that? Get back to that place where you can say, you know what? I trust you with no reservations, and not worry every time that person goes through the door, what they're doing, who they're doing. It takes a lot mentally, and trust me, sometimes your mental health, that is way more important than trying to hold on to a marriage that's causing you pain and anguish. Yep, she said he's a recovering alcoholic. What does this have to do with the fact that he cheated? Was he drunk? I don't know. And it's obvious she hasn't forgiven him. She needs, this person says, to talk to a therapist or just walk away. Women don't, listen, women don't even understand themselves most of the time, Alroy. So to understand a man is like asking a lot. You men don't even understand your own selves and why you do certain things you do. Alroy says women don't understand men. If a man decides he wants to work things out, he would move hell to make things right. But is he moving hell to make things right is the question. Because these things play with you mentally. You might forgive with your mouth, but mentally you think of, oh, how was it? Why her? Why not me? What is different about her? What is she doing that I wasn't doing? You start literally questioning yourself, you know? And that does not help the situation. Not all men, some will work it out and still cheat. Yeah, they'll go along with the flow 2-3 months, best husband, best partner, coming home every day when you reach home, food on table, cover down, put your foot up, you're getting feet massage, look something. They even give, if you don't have to ask the question, they want to bring you in the shower and bathe you and all, everything. They'll walk on the moon. And then you get comfortable back in the routine and here we go all over again. There's some who genuinely change, but it's because you want to, not because you were caught or because you were found out. So you're still gonna think about it. You're still gonna think about it, and that's, sometimes you with a man and you remember something that they did, and you'll be good. You'll be sitting there laughing, having a good time, and you just remember that, and you watch your person, and you feel like just punching them, like you're just there, right? It's not like you were dwelling on it, but the thought they might have said something that triggered that thought about something they did. And immediately you just freeze and you're like, look at this girl. Look at him in your mind. And it's like, so I'm not sure what's going on her end, but all I can say is it's tough forgiving someone who cheated on you. It's tough getting past it. But if you guys genuinely want it to work, you would not be able to do it by yourself, because based on what you're doing now, it doesn't seem like, it's working for you. It doesn't seem like, that's the best route to go, because you still have issues. You're still bringing it up. You're still focused on what happened, and more so than, working on it. You're focused on what he did, the oral part of it, that you just met somebody and you're there having, doing those sort of things with the person that's very, very, very intimate. You're concerned. But not everybody can deal with it. If you can't, then you might have to start to exit in stage left or right. What say you? Is it wrong? Someone says, no, you're not wrong, but ask yourself this: do I want peace or problems? There's no advice to give here. You're big and you have sense. So what if he says it's not there first after continuously bringing it up? What would you do different after getting the answer? Another person here says, people say you're wrong for bringing it up. It's not that you're wrong. You're still hurting. The intimate things he did still play over in your head, and it's killing you. You need to take a step back and ask yourself, can you move on enough or let it all go and feel at peace? Your answer will guide you. Things people go through on this, man, I tell you, it's... Relationships are hard, but sometimes you make them harder. You know what I mean? Certain things that if we really, really wanted it to, wouldn't happen if we were just a little bit more self-disciplined. I notice I'm saying we. If we were a little bit more self-disciplined, if we were more, concerned about the well-being of our partner, how things would make them feel. So before you do it, to be like, I wonder if she found out how it will affect her, or if the shoe was on the other foot, how would I feel? Sometimes it's our own selfishness that causes the demise of a lot of what could potentially be a great relationship. Selfishness and egos have no place in relationships. Once you put those in the mix, you're doomed for failure, and we're going to continue to repeat the cycle over and over and over and over and try to get it right. But the minute we go into these relationships and think, you know what, I can do whatever I want, we're not married. And even though, because it doesn't even seem to make a difference. This is a married couple. So married or not doesn't even seem to be a big deal. Married for almost 6 years. So married, single, shack up, it doesn't matter. People are going to do what they want to do, what they makes them happy, and they'll deal with the consequences after. You find out, well, I'm going to persuade you to give me another chance while I pretend to be this changed and saved and sanctified, Holy Ghost Spirit, baptized and all of that. And I get her back to a state of comfort, and down the road we go again. It's like when you put your dog on a leash so it wouldn't go out in the yard. And at the minute time you unhook the leash, speed down the road. Full speed. Until you catch it again and put it back on the leash. But you can't keep somebody on a leash all the time. They have to be able to trust them. I have to be able to trust that you can go out in the yard and roam freely, and I don't have to worry about you running on the road behind the neighbor other dog. I don't want to worry about that. So the minute time you're on the leash, you're good. Control. The minute time you take it off, all hell break loose. That's no way to live. I mean, life is way too I'd like to use the word short because it's continuous. With or without you, it will continue. It's just that your journey has ended. Time to blow out your candle at whatever time. But it's just so unpredictable. You could be here today and you're gone tomorrow. And have you guys realized that we spend more time worrying than actually living? Like, we spend so much time worrying about relationships. Oh, it's not perfect. Oh, this person is doing this to me. That person is doing that. It's always about somebody else. You worry. You worry about family, worry about children, worry about bills. We spend half or most of our lives just in a constant state of worry and stressing that we don't even make the time to actually live and do what we have to do with what we have. It's sometimes you just sit and you think back and you're like, boy, you talk to your 18-year-old self and you'd be like, given another chance to be 18 again, a young adult, knowing what you know now, whether it's relationships, friendships, you'll make so much more better choices. But I guess life will become mundane and boring and monotonous if we knew ahead of time what was going to be the outcome to certain things. And we wouldn't have this thing called experiences. You know, if you already knew what was going to be what the outcome for whatever we do. But sometimes you can't help but think about some of the times and energy that you wasted on certain situations and certain people. If only you get that back, you'll do so much more with it. But unfortunately, what's gone is gone. All we got now is here and now. So what are we going to do with the now? Are we going to continue to keep ourselves burdened down and locked into these situations as if we can't get out, that we're bound hand and foot, like we have, ankle monitors, so if you move, people will be alerted? No, we don't. Everything in life, there is a choice. You either choose to stay or you choose to leave. For everything under the sun, there is a choice. It all depends on what choice you choose. But we just sit and dwell so much on... Somebody asked me this yesterday, and they were like, answer me honestly. Are you happy? And I was like, okay, that's a different line. And they said, and don't answer me because, and I don't want the answer to be because of things. Yeah? I don't want it to be, because I have this or you have that. I'm not talking about that sort of happiness. Are you happy as a person, as Aruna? Are you happy with you? Forget about the job. Forget about the accomplishments. Forget about the material things. What you have, what you need, what you want. Forget about those. I'm like, it's a really good question. And the person said to me, now repeat the question back to yourself. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so not comfortable doing this. Because when it comes to yourself, sometimes it's easier to speak on other things and other people, but it's just I was like a deer in the headlights, because nobody has ever like asked that, and I literally had to be like, yeah, that's a really good question. So like this morning when I come on air, I'm going to ask my listeners and viewers the same question. Are you happy as a person with yourself? Not with what you've managed to own, not the material stuff, but with you. That's the question. So in your spare time, because that's what I did, and the person said to me, listen, you know, I realize you hesitated. So don't answer me yet, because I don't want you to give me this glossy response. I want you to give me a response that you actually mean and you understand. Don't give me the fluff. So today my work is to go back and respond to that question. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am very good, thank you.
Okay.
You?
I'm good as well.
Alrighty, glad to hear that. It is easier said than done when somebody tell you when you forgive somebody, so forget it. That is nonsense. If you have half a memory, you remember things. You remember things, right? Mm-hmm. So to say not bring it up again. If you have to bring it up again, the best bet in that, and you know my thing on that and cheating, part, go away. Mm-hmm. Because the chances are, I mean, how can you watch somebody who you know cheated? Because I am a great believer in once a soldier, always a soldier. Mm-hmm. You are going, if you are a soldier and you kill before, you are going to kill again and again. So the mere fact that she can't stop telling him about it means that she has no right being in that relationship. They should part if she can't get it out of. Probably have people who can do it. I know I will be. Well, I know I will be. I wouldn't have a choice in that, because once it happens, you go your way and I go mine. There will be working out. There will be no working out of anything. That is always my take on that. On the question of happiness, it is very difficult for somebody to tell you, are you happy with you? Mm-hmm. Yes, you could be happy with you, but happiness, the mere thought of happiness is generally at least half external. For the good reason, you might be happy with you, and someone come home and do something or tell you something about them, what happened to them, and you become unhappy just thinking about what happened to them. Or they may come and aggravate your spirit, according to my deceased mom, and you lose your happiness, you lose your joy. It is difficult to isolate joy or happiness as you alone, because external things make you happy more than yourself make you happy. You could be happy with yourself. You played a football match and I scored 3 goals today, and I really look good. The team lost 4-3.
But we're talking about more of an emotional state. It's supposed to be an emotional state. Are you happy? Are you okay mentally or emotionally? Even though somebody comes and disrupts it, that does not ruin your entire day, because you're more in control of your state, being positive.
You could ruin your entire day, you know. Take, for example, your daughter have a problem. You worry about it until her problem is solved. Because we are not, that's the kind of beings we are. Unless you're very, very, very selfish and insulated.
But again, as someone is saying again, you know, people have different definitions of happiness. And this person is making a good point that some people tend to think it is in the moment feeling rather than a mental state. But I think they were asking me from a mental perspective, not in the here and now in terms of the things around me or what who do or what who say, but from a mental state. Are you okay? Are you happy mentally?
But you wouldn't be perpetually happy. You could never be perpetually happy, even though mentally I am cool.
And if someone says you can be happy and share concern for others at the same time, that does not take away from the fact that you're still in a good place. A lot of people aren't in a good place on any given day.
That That's what makes it. Happiness is not simple as that. That you are in a good place. There's no way anyone could be happy just by themselves, thinking about themselves only, because that is
not.
selfishness.
No, but the thing is,
It's
other
not
people will
happy.
contribute to your happiness, but are you in total control of it? There are people whose happiness depend on something from somebody. So if, for example, if your husband doesn't do this or your wife does not do that, you're not happy. Or if this person doesn't do this or don't do that. I think we're more speaking on people relying on other
That's
people
true. Well,
to
that is
make
it. You
them
don't rely on people for
happy.
happiness.
You're supposed
But
to be in
the
control of it. So whatever
Yeah.
anybody brings and adds, say you have like a cup, you're 95, somebody comes, they top it up extra 5, you're at 100. But a lot of the times we depend on people for that 95 while we're only at 5%. So we're always in a constant state of unhappiness because that state relies or depends on somebody else bringing something to make you happy. But without that, say for example, you're in a relationship, your husband, your wife, whatever died, God forbid, and you're there by yourself. Would you forever be in a state of unhappiness, or would you say,
No,
you know what, I
because-
lived a good life, we had a good run?
I'll be happy for a long time though, because after spending, like Sunday gone was my anniversary, 35 years. After spending that time, God forbid, as you say, and I hear, my wife dies tomorrow. It is a difficult thing for I to return to a state where it will take a lot, notwithstanding the fact that I am generally, I'm a happy person. I laugh at everything. Few things get me down. Very, very few things. Concern for people, yes. Like I concern for you. When you tell me a story, wow, it really feels me because I'm emotional that way. It doesn't stop me from being happy, but I am not perpetually happy.
Gotcha.
And therefore, everyone that I know of depends on some external source to complete their happiness. I do not know. There are probably people who never got married, never had children, and they sit in their own place and is happy. I cannot speak about that with any authority because I am not in that state. Right? I always had people around me long before even before I was married. I had my mom before she died. I had some crazy brothers that I wanted to kick them and hug them at the same time. So there was always something. People talk stupidness, you fall, and I'm likely to laugh until I realize that your hand is broken.
Gotcha.
And then so I am a happy person, but things make me happy.
Gotcha.
To sit by yourself and be happy, I do not know. Probably there are people probably who that way that could tell me about it. I would not dare speak about it because I do not know.
Alrighty, thanks so much. Have a good one. All right. Now that's a very valid point someone just made, that happiness comes from inside. If your happiness depends on external sources, then it is not genuine. You'll be in a perpetual state of unhappiness if it's dependent on outside sources, external sources. So I guess that is why a lot of people always have the need to be in a relationship, and to be by themselves sometimes it's almost like they're lost. They're like little Bo Peep, lost as sheep, don't even know how to function. And then you hear people, oh, you're depressed. This man left me, yada yada yada. I don't know how I'm gonna live. Many times you said that, but look at you now, breathing on your own and everything. How many times when a relationship ended, somebody that you were really into and you thought like, oh my God, this is my world, this is my soulmate, and you threaten them into staying and you be like, if you leave me, I'm gonna die. Look at you, Miss Lady, breathing on your own without any tubes or any oxygen tank strapped to you. Look at you, dude. Same woman you were threatening to do this and do that to yourself if she left and you can't ever live without her. Your world would end if you don't have her. Now look at you. Look at you breathing. Fully alive. So again, sometimes we have to take back our own power. Too many times, like I said, we rely on people to make us happy. I'm not saying they don't contribute. Some do. But it should not be more than what you're giving to yourself. You should be able to be at home by yourself, watching a movie, drinking a glass of wine, feet up, light your favorite candles, your little haven in your home, and you're good. Yes, a little company would be nice, spice things up a little bit. But that don't take away from the fact, you know what, I'm healthy, I'm good, you know, I'm good, and say it with a smile, I'm good. But too many times we pour and put too much of this happiness responsibility on other people, not realizing we are responsible for our own happiness. Nobody's put here to make you happy. They can contribute to it, they can add to it, because the more the merrier. If I'm at 95 already, I'm walking like I'm on steroids, happiness steroids. I'm bouncing off the wall. It's like I drank 5 mugs of coffee for the day, raw, unfiltered, just like the most potent type, and I'm bouncing off the walls. And somebody comes and give me an extra 5. When they take it back, I'm still gonna be bouncing off the walls. I'm not gonna stop bouncing. Yeah, get my drift. Am I making sense, or am I making sense? Christine says, I asked myself the question. I said I'm happy and I'm at peace with myself more than ever now. The self-love is the best love in the world. The things of this world, what we hold on to, what a man gives us in life, materialistic things, land, home, cars, money, they don't make you happy. They add to it. Just holding on to things like this isn't worth it. Restart your life, be happy. A man will make you look stupid sleeping with someone outside his wife. You might as well choose to be with the other. Valerie says, I'm happy with myself. I don't allow small things to bother me. I always think there is a worse situation in the world, so I try to always have a positive mindset. Don't allow people or things to bother me easily. Sheena says, happiness can be defined as an enduring state of mind, consisting not only of feelings of joy, contentment, and other positive emotions, but also of a sense that one's life is meaningful and valued. Sunset City says, I'm a very happy person. The challenge is to not make external sources have an influence over your emotions, and that's real power. That right there deserves the Nutmeg Award. Too many times outside influences take control of our emotions and act us to behave or react in a particular way. That is so true. Let me see if we can take 2 more and then we go. Good morning.
Morning.
Your life.
Yeah, so happiness is based on what's happening around you. Sometimes you need to change your environment to appreciate who you are and who you could be. Am I happy? Yes. Could I be happier? Is the question.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm aware of that, I'm going to constantly pursue the idea
Pursuit of
that
happiness.
there is better for me.
Mm-hmm.
Pursue my own happiness.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen so many stories, so many analogies about appreciating who you are and knowing your worth. Being in the right place at the right time, you will be worth more than someone who only, or people who only appreciate quantity, not quality.
Mm-hmm.
You can be talented and underappreciated because of the circles that you limit yourself to. So over and over, I always encourage everyone, travel. Even if you don't travel far, travel outside of your usual group.
Mm-hmm.
If it feels uncomfortable, most times it is the right place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because growth is uncomfortable. So,
And that is what cuts a lot of
growing
us
up-
behind. We don't like that growth.
Yeah, well,
They don't like being
A lobster.
uncomfortable. We always want to be in a state of being comfortable.
a decade ago, or 2 decades ago, I don't want to say my age, but let's say two decades ago, I wanted to fit in. I want to walk into a room with friends and feel loved. Like I want people to know that I'm here, and I want my presence to be felt, and I want to be acknowledged. And I'm wondering, like, these people are they true? Do they like me?
Mm-hmm.
Or do they care about me? If anything happens to me or tomorrow, will they come and help?
Now I walk
Yeah.
into a room and I wonder if I like them.
Exactly. Do I really like this kind of people that are around here, right?
Hello.
Am I going to care if they say hey or nay? Or
That
am
used
I
to be
going
me.
to change? Am I going to change my perspective on life because someone gave me some sort of criticism? Like, no. Like, with growth and with evolution of time, things change around me. There was is it a Buddha, a priest, a monk? There was a monk who, a guru, sorry, not a monk, a guru. They had a video clip of him saying that there was this bird who was so happy, forgot to fly south for winter to stay warm. And when he decided to travel, it was too late and it was too cold and wings got frozen. Bird fell to the ground. And in the freezing cold, a cow passed by and dropped a large dung on him. Being in the dung, in the poop, he was starting to get warm and comfortable. He's like, oh yes, I could move my wings now. I could hear myself. I could make noise and I could rejoice because I'm not frozen anymore. Cat was passing by. Cat heard the bird making the noise, chirping in the dung, and the cat dig him out. When the cat dig him out, the cat eat him.
Oh, wow.
So the guru said, not every time someone dumps on you means that they hate you. And not every time someone digs you out of a problem or digs you out of mess means that they care about you. But most importantly, whenever you're there in it, keep quiet.
Yeah. Sometimes our mouths can sort of, ruin a lot of things.
Bad energy, negative energy. Oh, I'm having a bad day. Nobody loves me. I'm the worst person. You're bringing that negative energy towards you. You recognize things are continually happening wrong. More and more things happening. Yeah, because you are attracting that kind of negative energy. Mm-hmm. There are people in my life that I never thought I would have had the pleasure of being in the same room on meeting or even shaking their hands. I'm like, okay, nothing is impossible. I'm going to be this person one day. I'm going to be that place one day. And continuously affirming that in your mind, the back of your mind, you are doing it before it is seen. You're going to be bringing it into fruition.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Don't limit yourself. And if you're going to be happy only when others compliment you or others pray, that means you're not working for your own happiness. You're working to please others. That is going to be your downfall. Serious. So young people, if I take away anything, as you get older, you're going to care less about what's going on and more about you. Not what's happening, but you. What you bring to the circle.
Amazing way to end. Thank you so very much. Truly appreciate
Enjoy
it. Have a good one, man. Yeah, that was some really, really good words to leave on. I've seen people actually lose themselves, lose their mind if they post a picture and nobody likes it. But the mere fact that I posted it means I like it. I love it enough to share with you. So if you choose not to hit the like or love button for whatever reason, hello, that's your business. I love me enough. A matter of fact, I could probably go like it myself. Although I don't. I find it's kind of weird to go like your own pics. But there are people who literally lose their mind and think, hey, nobody likes me, nobody loves me. I posted my picture and nobody could. It's not that serious. Do you like you? Do you like the picture? Yes, you do. Okay. The extra is nice. But knowing that you like and love it is enough, should be enough. Don't go losing yourself and losing your soul over social media likes. That they're not important. How you feel, that's what's important. Too many people seek validation from other people. That's the word I'm looking for, Dwight. You could have everything, but if your self-esteem is low, your happiness would be hard to find. Validation. The constant validation that you seek from others, find it in yourself. Yeah? On that note, we shall reconvene at 11 a.m. in the forenoon tomorrow, same time, same place. Thank you so much to our friends at Western Union for checking in. Appreciate you. Somebody send me a last, hold on.
I never knock it up, but I suck it already.
What is he talking about? We moved past that for so long. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow, God's will. And I know where you come out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we live based on other people's views, man, but you're going to be in a constant state of unhappiness if that's what makes you happy. What other people think, how they feel about you. Like the caller said before, I used to be skeptical when I walk into rooms or walk into events. I wonder if they like me. I wonder if now I walk into the room and I wonder if I like them. Do I even want to be around y'all today? Spin and come back. Later, guys.
Ladies' Room. Come see you compliments. Renwick Thompson and Company Limited. Agents for Western Union.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they're prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
Happy Mother's Day